young Ryan Ellis is. We're reading up on him.
Veteran drivers who are at the front of the starting grid.
I think it's going to be AJ, you and me.
Well, Jake's in the third. He's just,
yeah, Jake's third.
I don't think he can hang with us. If he's behind me and you can break away.
Yeah.
Racing's the one thing I've always wanted to do. It kind of runs in the family. Both of my grandpas were actually involved in racing. One of my grandpas is actually in the USAC Hall of Fame. He raced Badger midgets out in Wisconsin.
There's nothing to equal the roar of the engines when they're all going around. I'd be so nervous I'd be pacing back and forth back where the tow trucks were.
What do you think, Keith? Did he ever have an interest in doing this?
I mean, I'll drive anything with four wheels, and I always wanted to drive dirt tracks again, but kind of gone in a different path.
Midget racing was huge back in these days of 60, 80,000 people packing the grandstands. It looks like Bristol does today at a NASCAR race.
But I was the chief mechanic, and they made an exception for me to go into the pits because women weren't allowed into the pits in those days. Back to the years before they even had roll bars. I suppose the danger was part of the
rush.
The thought was this part of what sold tickets. My father was killed in a sprint car accident when I was 6 months old in Des Moines, Iowa.
He was just slowing down to come into the pits, and somebody came around the corner really fast, brushed up against his tire, and he just rolled over, just really slow roll. And that's all it took.
It's always been a reminder to me that this is a tough sport. It's a cruel sport. There's a lot of ups and downs. When Ryan showed the skills and the interest and all that in doing it, you know, I always wanted to help him have the opportunities in the sport that I didn't get at that early age.
I just have to put up with it, I guess. It's just in their blood and can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Every race before I go out there, I think about my grandfather and I think about just the family history and just hope that he's watching over me, man. I just hope he's proud. I've always been the guy who's been second place, and I can't afford to do that anymore. As far as trying to move up the ladder, this is probably it if I don't win the championship.
The strategy is to finish the race. Every race I need to finish. The second is try to be in the top 5. All the races, all the qualification, all the time try to be in the top 5. If you can be there, you can fight for the championship.
We are underway. First race of the 2010 CDI Cup.
This track's a lot about drafting, so I'm just going to have to try to get away from everyone and run my own race.
And if you look at the top of the field, they're all returning drivers. I'm just going to keep my head clean, keep my nose clean, stay out of trouble, and just try to take advantage of other people's mistakes.
It doesn't take long for some of the drivers to lose control on the harder corners. And for many of the rookies, they're very quickly out of the running.
Coming into lap number 4, Sierra Lemble overtakes the leader, Ryan Ellis.
With most of the carnage behind them, the front runners begin dueling for first place.
Ellis on the inside, and it doesn't get much cleaner than that.
Good. On the next lap, it's Juan Pablo's turn to take the lead.
He keeps opening the door to him right here.
On the last lap, Ryan tries to catch Juan Pablo by drafting on the back straightaway. By pulling up behind Juan Pablo's rear bumper, Ryan's car is using less throttle to maintain the same speed. If he times it right, he'll have the extra power to swing out and pass Juan Pablo before the straightaway ends.
And Ellis makes it through. Coming out to the front straight, Ryan Ellis will be be the winner of the first race of the season. Juan Pablo Sierra Lendl will be second, and veteran driver A.J. Neely will take third.
I started tearing up on pit road. I've never felt this good after a win. Now I got some confidence. Hopefully that's enough to keep me through the rest of the season.
Green flag, and we are racing at Virginia International Raceway.
With the first race under their belts, it doesn't take long for some of the rookie drivers to become overconfident on the track.
Michael Hogg, he was kind of on my butt coming down the front straightaway. I could tell he was kind of getting antsy, wanting to get by me. I saw him pop out as we went in the brake zone of turn one, and I could tell he just broke way too late.
2 cars off, and A.J. Neely clears the collision zone.
It was a split-second decision. I found a hole. But it's pretty hairy.
Going out in turn one, and I was 20 feet behind Warheim. We were both following up a pack of cars. We were a little bit farther back from them, so we weren't quite in the draft.
Collision in turn one, and Andrew Novich is off the track.
He broke at the 4 marker, and I went 2 wheels in the dirt to avoid him, and it spun me, and I don't know who I hit, but I hit somebody. To be out of this race is a disappointment, but it's the beginning of the season. I think we can recover for the championship.
The white flag signals the last lap of the race, and Ryan Ellis is still trailing Juan Pablo Sierra Lendl. With time running out, Ellis has one final move, a risky pass going downhill through the infamous roller coaster section of the track. But Juan Pablo won't back down. On the last corner, Ryan finally completes the pass and denies Juan Pablo his first win.
Great job, man.
I guess you're the stud of the weekend, huh?
Barely. This
Good for you. You guys together, man. Incredible racing in 2 days.
Now we know who Ryan Ellis is.
Well, this is one of the beautiful things about NASCAR has done with their, what I call it was like a ladder season, a series, as far as you come through the Camping World Truck Series or from one of the local short tracks up to the Camping World Truck Series and eventually into the Nationwide Series. So he must have some kind of experience, because you have to have